Hey, well, new week. Obviously, coming to the last third of the season. Excited about the matchup. Excited about being home. Short week, so we're playing the game on Friday. So, got to spend some time on corrections, but got to get moving on our opponent with East Carolina coming into town. Really good team, well-coached team, and a lot of good athletes. They can do a lot of things on offense. Defensively, they're tough up front, and so. And they're a really good team all over, and so all three phases do a great job. They had, I think, beginning of the year they had a chance to beat NC State, and probably should have had it. They had a field goal to win it. So this is a really good team. I think it comes at a good time for us right now. So they have our attention. We don't really have time to feel sorry for ourselves. Got to get rolling and working hard and show that we can get back to our identity of who we are. So. Take any questions you guys have.
Jared, go ahead.
Kalani, you mentioned after the game that you needed more disruption, and that, we've talked about it before, and a lot of the defensive strategy has been on disruption on the coverage side, but it seems like teams have caught up to that, and there have been a lot of long drives. What needs to happen to create more disruption now?
Yeah, just got to get stops, and I think if we tackle better and play fundamentally sound. The problem that we've had is there's been a breakdown in execution, and that falls on the coaches demanding it and getting the right guys to do it. So that's we simplified the scheme a little bit so we can play and kind of to me to see where we need to add certain players, but also where we need to make corrections, and a lot of it is sometimes it's personnel, but sometimes it's coaching. We just got to get more out of our guys and have the certain standard that we want them to deliver. So D-line wise, getting the disruption is getting knocked back up front, getting to the quarterback in the pass game, and getting more TFLs in the run game, and that's making it easier for our guys our backers, the next level guys, to be able to see the same gap, the same hole that the running backs see, and they can fill that. So that's what it comes down to when we're talking about disruption. I think. At the beginning of the game, we were doing some good things up front. Even though I think, looking at Liberty, they started to take shots, and that happens when you're playing man coverage. You just have to deal with it and just have to cover. That's part of being a corner in this defense.
Leanne, go ahead. All right, Jay, go ahead.
Hey, Kalani, you've talked before about BYU being its brand, the national brand, and obviously Liberty played on that to motivate their guys. What are you doing to kind of prepare your players for, I guess, for lack of a better term, having a target on their back? Because it appears that ECU is using the Big 12 thing coming up as motivation. What are you saying to your guys to get them ready for that?
Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, every game is a big game for us. So I think having the target on your back, we talked about as a team before that and I think you've heard me say this before, Jay, that we used to be the hunter, and now we're becoming the hunted. And the great thing about being the hunted is that the prey shows up. So we know where they're going to be. We watched East Carolina play against UCF with the same type of mindset that UCF's going to the Big 12, and they did a great job beating them. And so, the film's right there for us to see. The guys, it has every bit of their attention. So I think we could talk about all we want, but the proof is in what we see on film. The guys know that this is a really good team coming into town, and we want to get back to what we're good at and get back to our identity, and then making sure that we play our brand of football, and that's on the field. It's not just by the name anymore. We just got to start showing that we can do what we do normally on the field, and we've obviously through the last few weeks of this losing streak haven't got there. So let's return back to what we're at, who we are.
Mitch and then Jake.
Kalani, you said on Saturday that you're going to keep running the defense. What does that mean for Elisa and his role as the defensive coordinator? Does that imply a demotion? What does that mean for him going forward?
No, as a defensive staff, we work together on game planning and everything. That's the entire staff with our analysts and GAs. We're all in there working hard and going through the film and talking scheme. I mean, I have a number of guys that are in that room that have been defensive coordinators before and have a lot of experience. And so it'd be really wise for me to listen to what they say. But at the end of it, the day, I'm coming up with the menu and deciding on the plays and deciding on the personnel. And when we do that, I'll call the plays on the game. And we just need to execute better. It's not about the plays or the calls. It's just about executing better. And this offense that we're going against this week is a little unique. It's a little different. I think they have some. You can see their pass games has some air raid type of like a background in there, and but they also have a big O line and physical line. They can run the ball, so we'll have to be able to handle both things and be able to handle the balance that they bring. And then they have a really experienced quarterback that's been around for many years, and he's got a strong arm, and he's actually really big, can run the ball himself too. So this is another opportunity for us to take on a big quarterback that can run, that has a lot of experience, and it's another opportunity for the guys to show a lot better than they have, especially in the last couple of weeks. In terms of Elisa Tuyaki, he's working full-time with the D-line.
Kalani, during the broadcast on Saturday, the announcer was saying that you guys held what they called tackling school during practice last week. Can you explain what all that entailed for your guys in practice?
Well, it's hard to get everything shifted in 1 week's work, but that's something that if we want to get better at tackling, we have to do it. So it's working on the fundamentals a lot and making sure that our guys are in better position to do that. It still wasn't good enough from what I saw on film, but I don't know one way, and that's to work through it, and it's going to be hard, especially in the short week. But we just got to hit and got to tackle. And the only way to practice it is to actually go through the motions of it.
Kevin and then Jared.
Hey, Kalani, do you think over the offseason, I know you guys had a lot of injury prevention things and not tackling as much in the offseason. Do you think that had any effect this year on some of the tackling issues that have come up in the first couple of weeks, 8 weeks of the season? No, because
we tackled enough. I mean, I would say that the mindset of that wasn't really just to not tackle. We scrimmaged. We did a lot of different things that had some live work and did some tackling drills. I mean, there's moments where you could play a live scrimmage and never really have an opportunity to make an open field tackle. So we generate those. We basically manufacture those opportunities to put our guys speed and space and make those tackles. And when it comes down to it on game days, executing and making sure you're using proper technique. And when you go against really good teams that are good at breaking tackles, that's what I talk about the fundamentals. It's tackling. It's being in a good position to tackle, taking the proper angles and making sure that we don't give up big plays. And then with the other 11 that are the other 10 that are in the area, but that one making the play is huge. And then it's avoiding blocks but beating blocks, getting to the tackle. And then on the offensive side, is breaking tackles, staying on blocks, and getting knocked back. And that's we need to do that better as a team. That's it comes down to the fundamentals, and was not good enough. And we'll try to get even better at it this week.
Kalani, you know that when a team goes through losing streaks and you have passionate fans, they're going to start calling for scheme changes, play calling changes, coaching changes, all sorts of things like that. That's just what happens naturally. You've said before that you like the fact that they care that much. What's your message to them right now?
Yeah, I love them. I love our fans, and I know they have high expectations and committed to getting it fixed and getting it better. I mean, we have not played good enough to our ability, and that's what I plan on getting done soon. And then, but I appreciate all the fans that have been super supportive and positive with us, and we'll keep working. These young men care about this team, care about the game of football, and they're going to work really hard this week to try to get it done.
Mitch and then Jake.
Kalani, kind of just following up on that, have you considered at all in-season staff dismissals at all, or is that not an option for you? Or coaches kind of coaching for their job at this point?
Yeah, I've never done in-season dismissals. And I think I mentioned before, we need all hands on deck, and I know that I have a responsibility here's the head coach, and that is keeping in mind what our fans want and what our players need. So yeah, I'm aware of everything, you know. But what I'm really focused on right now is the adversity that's happening and the growth that can happen from it. We can really become better because of this, and I think it's going to make our program even better. And that's the approach I have on it. We're going through some tough times right now. And what tough times does is it exposes a lot of things, and not all of that's negative. So there's some really good things that we can see from, good things that we can build on, but there's also some things that we can eliminate, and sometimes the distractions are part of that. But my goal is still try to make everybody happy, and that's what I'm going to try to get done.
Kalani, how important is it in your mind right now for your guys to have some sort of confidence? Are you trying to do anything in practice to build them up? Like, what are you trying to do to get them thinking that they can go out and win a game on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, we've done some really good things in the recent past that show that they can be confident in a lot of different ways. You know, even things from last year to this year. And so I think we focus on that and to focus on the things that we've done even good. I mean, obviously the game didn't go well, but look at some of the things that the players have done well in the past 3 weeks and build off of that. I mean, that's confidence is not just momentum built. You know, it's who you are and what you're about, and have confidence in yourself that you're doing all the little things on and off the field to get it done. And I think you can have more confidence going into a game, knowing that you've exhausted all your energies in the preparation. And that's what I'm going to plan on getting these guys to do is whatever they thought was the good preparation that we've had. You can't just come to the building and think that that's enough, where you watch film and you go through meetings and you go through practice. There obviously needs to be more, and if you've been doing more than that, then let's do even more than that. So and that's coaches, staff, and players. We can really exhaust ourselves in the work and get completely busy with it. And I only know one thing, that's to work hard, and we can work even harder. Let's just do it. And then you go into the game with a lot of confidence, knowing that you outworked your opponent and you worked to your fullest getting ready for this game.
Jay and then Kevin.
Kalani, as far as bringing Chaz IU back, it's assumed that he's going to only play 4 games so he can redshirt. Is that assumption correct?
Yes, that's the plan.
Okay, so 4 games and no more. Okay, and then also, do you expect any guys back that maybe we haven't seen in the last couple weeks on Friday?
You know, when it comes to the injuries, I don't know all that. I mean, I think probably know more later today, and probably have more information for you tomorrow and the next day. But we're hoping on some. One that comes to mind is Gunner. We're hoping that he'll be ready. But we'll have a final say probably next couple of days.
Lonnie, on the offensive line, I'm curious, is Connor Pay hurt, and what is the situation with Connor right now?
No, he's not hurt. We're going through competition in every position, and so that's, you know, leave it to A-Rod and Coach Funk and those guys to get the guys on the field.
Mitch, go ahead.
Kalani, how much of Jaron Hall's struggles on Saturday do you chalk up to, you know, him navigating this shoulder injury that he's dealing with after that late hit he took against Arkansas? How much did that impact, you think, Jaron's play?
I don't know. I obviously he didn't play the best that he can, and so it's got to have some kind of part of it, you know. So, but he's a tough kid, and you know, we're hoping that he can be more ready this week than he was last week. So, and I know he's excited to get back on the field again and show better this week than he did against Liberty.
We'll take last question from Jake.
Yeah, Kalani, you talked a little bit about what you expect to see from East Carolina. I just wanted to get kind of your thought. Holden Ayler's their quarterback, as you mentioned, is a long-time college player, but what do you see from him in particular?
Yeah, very similar to. I mean, he's played a lot. There's so much film on him, and but he gets rid of the ball really quickly, and the timing routes that they have, they do some really good things that I think highlights his strengths. But he also can scramble, and he can put his head down and run you over too. So he's definitely causes issues for a lot of different teams. He did for UCF last week. And then the thing is, he has great poise because he's played in so many games. So a great player, tons of confidence because he has lots of experience, and then they put him in a position to do what he does great, and that's he throws a good ball, and he has big receivers to throw to and physical line to protect him. So we've got to be ready as a defense to take care of him.